Why American government is angry? France, the Facebook sells something in France, right? The France government want to charge tax for them, right?
Right. That's what France
fair.
argues. This is what France argues, but
This is fair.
United States says no, it's not fair.
But this is fair.
I feel it's fair. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it's fair. Yeah.
Why not do that?
Oh.
No, Edison.
Yeah.
Nowadays, Facebook would like to defines a new cryptocurrency, Libra.
Yes.
I think that is one kind of the new saving tax technology.
Could very well be. Yeah.
Because
you avoid tax.
because cryptocurrency could transfer money without not to money. The cryptocurrency transfer the cryptocurrency. No government could manage that kind of treatment.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, 2 weeks ago, PayPal, they decided to transfer money for 30 countries. PayPal.
Transfer money for 30 countries.
So they
International
international
transfer.
money. So I want to send 1 million.
For your brother, for family relatives, right?
Yeah,
I
want to
read
send
that.
1 million
Yeah.
to China. I can. I can. Beforehand, nobody can transfer money. That kind of sort of transaction we can make. That's one reason is China. Why there are so many people interested in Bitcoin? Because they try to transfer money.
Without no control of the government.
Right.
But now with PayPal, they started to can transfer money, right?
Yeah, actually, you can transfer money if even among relatives and close friends. You don't have to pay transaction fee.
No. Right?
Yeah.
So big change, big innovation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but the result is you can move money around very quickly, and you can move money anywhere. There's no physical limitation to actually doing
But we
that.
cannot do it before.
We cannot do it before, but now the global financial world is completely transparent. Money can move freely from A to B, and this is a big challenge. Because how are we going to leverage taxes? How are we going to make sure that we are actually be able to afford these universal base income, for example, these employment subsidies? If the real big shots are capable of reducing their tax from 35% to less than 2%, how are we going to afford all that? I mean, it's really, if you think about it, the internet infrastructure has enabled companies like Facebook to make enormous amounts of money with very little investment, leveraging the value of the infrastructure. And then
They don't pay tax to the states.
they don't pay taxes
Why?
because of these tax structures. They move their money. Instead of moving it directly into the United States, they move it through tax havens like Panama.
Usually, headquarters should be placed tax haven. And in the United States, just operating companies in the United States.
So it means Facebook, every company, Google, every company do that.
Yeah.
Yes, especially GAFA, Google, Apple, Facebook, and Amazon. They all have tax saving technologies.
So they are. That's the reason many people have a voice for this is not fair.
Yeah, of course, because in their case, every year an envelope drops into their, and you just need to pay. They have no choice.
But why they don't change tax system?
Well, some countries are now considering to do that, but it's difficult because what a lot of countries are afraid of, like for example what you see in Africa, is that they create a lot of tax constructions in order to attract foreign direct investment because they feel they need it. And why do they give these tax advantages in the first place? Because to make it attractive to come and to take into account that a lot of businesses, they have the J curve. So in the beginning they will not be profitable. So they want to make it.
That means you want to say this is legal wherever they
This
want
is
to,
legal. Yeah. This is legal, but we are really killing each other with this because every country is trying to make itself even more attractive for foreign investment and to put headquarters and things like that, and it's actually undermining the total the world economy.
Common sense.
It's common sense. Like if you are a company like Shell, and you're mining oil in Nigeria, you would be stupid if you bring your money directly back to the Netherlands, because you pay a very high profit tax on that. So instead of doing that directly, the money goes from Cayman to wherever. You have to pay the lowest tax percentage.
Pricewaterhouse and Ernst & Young support them the mechanism.
Right.
Oil is the same.
Oil, like everywhere. Everywhere you make money overseas.
Yeah.
So you make money overseas. That will actually help you to either get the resources that you need, or get resources that you can get at a much lower price than you would have to pay for it at home, like labor. So that is an advantage, and then on top of that, there's the advantage of taxation.
I think GAFA companies, they said that we save the tax because to get the big profit for the stockholders.
Yeah. I say, okay, the shareholders are not the ones we should be worried about. We should be worried about all the people that we need to support.
Yeah.
Like these governments are not there without a reason. We put governments in place in order to support people who do not have to provide a service in the common interest, and that money is necessary, and for that we need taxation. But if taxation doesn't work, then how are we going to get money? So you see what's happening here is these structures are not illegal, but they're made very obscure. So we are not even sure.
But it looks like not fair.
No, it is completely unfair.
It is legal but unfair.
Yes.
So cannot change it?
Now there's a G20 is discussing about this issue.
Yeah.
How to get the big profit from the GAFA companies.
Yeah, but not only the GAFA company. I mean, there are other companies. There are other companies who are doing this. There are a lot of billionaires in this world who are doing exactly the same. So using the same routes, and they are being supported by the Big Four to basically do things that is beneficial to reduce their tax burden, while at the same time not being arrested, put in jail. Yeah. So what the guy said in the video, the difference between tax avoidance and tax evasion is as thick as the wall of a prison.
Prison.
So it's almost the same. The only thing is it still within legal boundaries? Yes or no?
I don't understand well.
Well, it's not that easy. The only thing, I think, the thing to understand here is that there are different countries that have different requirements in terms of taxation, and the big corporations, the rich people, they use these differences in terms to flow their money to the countries where they can get the best deal. But what should happen is that actually, if you are doing business, if you are extracting oil from Nigeria, you should be paying taxes in Nigeria, because your exploration is a burden, is actually taking resources that belong to Nigeria and taking it out of the ground. That money should be taxed so that it would also benefit the Nigerians, but it doesn't. Because of these tax havens. Because there's somewhere a government who says, well, you know what, we just create a nice, soft conditions, because then we will be able to get.
Why don't Trump complain those issues?
Well, when Paris, when France started to leverage taxes
Yes.
on revenue from Facebook, America did complain.
No, my question: why America don't do that?
Tax haven?
Mm-hmm.
Why they don't do it is, I think,
Trump like
they don't want to
to
undercut themselves. Eh?
Trump like to get money from Facebook. Why? But why he doesn't do that?
Because you can reduce your tax burden for Facebook, but then you cannot make a differentiation per company. You have to make a universal rule. There are still companies who are paying income tax, so he doesn't want to reduce the overall 35%, I assume, because it will cost him more.
What do you mean?
What I mean is
He want to get 35% tax from Facebook, but why he don't do that?
From everyone, because basically he cannot. The money doesn't enter the United States.
But actually, their transaction, right?
Yeah, but if the money doesn't enter the United States, you cannot tax it.
Okay, at least they are American people. They are doing the kind of business, right?
So that they have just a head office, and they have their American sales, and those revenues they will be taxed in the United States.
Why is that kind of? At least they try not to do that.
Yeah, they are paying 35%. Just for the
American
record.
people?
Yeah. So for the record, all the profits that are being generated inside the United States, they will be taxed.
Oh, outside America.
Outside America.
Usually, tax haven countries is former belonging is United Kingdom. I think United Kingdom and the United States has a good relation. Therefore, United States don't have a complaint to the United Kingdom. Maybe tax haven will get United Kingdom the many profit.
Right. The Isle of Man とか。
Yeah.
Yeah.
大人の事情がなんか。
So outside the United States, they don't pay tax, but inside America, they pay tax.
Yeah, of course they need to pay some taxes, otherwise they will not be able to do business in the United States. But they don't bring all their money back into the States. That would not be prudent. That would not be prudent. I mean, it's not that the entire tax burden of Apple is 1.9%. That is the tax burden of all the money that's been generated outside the United States. That goes through all kinds of tax havens, through all kinds of artificial companies.
Strange.
And actually, well, maybe we should continue because you will get a better idea. But that money actually only hits the bank account for a few seconds, and then it goes on to the next. So it's just a paper trace. They just create a paper trace, and then based on that, they can show, so here we have money coming in, this money going out.
Unknown caller.
はい、スイングバイの宇野です。すいません、忙しいんで仕事中ですけども。はい。いや、結構です。はい、どうも。もう宣伝多いんですね。アドバタイズメント。Problem is that the telephone call and call the same time some YouTube will going to start. I don't know why they usually going to start YouTube.
You get so many calls from sales.
Yeah.
I don't get them actually.
Recently, many phone calls from outside advertisement, some buy something. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. But it will become a little bit more clearer.
The tour soon takes us to the Netherlands. Surprisingly, they are an important global hub for reducing the tax burden of multinationals. This country has the most tax treaties in the world, and this, combined with very low tax rates on intellectual property, makes 91 out of the 100 largest companies in the world want to let their revenues flow through the Netherlands.
Het is een hele Robeco Afrika-fonds. Die zitten in Botswana, Egypte, Ghana, Kenia, Mauritius, Nigeria.
Financial journalists Siem Eikelenboom and Gabi de Groot have been mapping the tax evasion routes of multinationals to gain a better understanding of the routes and the sheer scope of the capital flows.
Why Netherlands related?
Wat je bijvoorbeeld ziet,
Why? Why they relate to the Netherlands?
Yeah.
Because the Netherlands has a lot of tax treaties with. It's a country with the most tax treaties in the world, and they have the lowest rate on intellectual property tax.
Intellectual property.
Well, so if you have a tax treaty with a country, then basically you can still bring it back to your country. But if you already were taxed in the Netherlands, you cannot be taxed twice.
Een van de grootste bedrijven ter wereld, de Amerikaanse supermarktketen Walmart, die heeft hier, ik geloof, 6 entiteiten in Nederland. Is hier helemaal niet operationeel actief. Nou, dan weet je bijna dus per definitie waarom zit zo'n bedrijf hier. Nou, dat heeft fiscale redenen. En ze hebben ergens anders in Europa wel activiteiten. En dan laten ze hun geldstromen via Nederland lopen, waardoor ze dus fiscale voordelen hebben.
Nou, Walmart is wel leuk. Zal ik even hoe dat... Want Walmart, het schrijf je officieel, of kijk, hoe was het ook alweer? Daarom vonden we hem niet. Kijk maar zo.
Het staat natuurlijk niet altijd onder de naam van... Nou, je kunt een willekeurige naam gebruiken. Je hoeft niet te zeggen per se Apple Nederland.
Er staat sinaasappel bij veel.
Kan, dat zou kunnen.
En hoe kom je er dan nooit achter dat ze...
Nou, dat is enorm erg. Soms, bij Walmart bijvoorbeeld, Walmart is hier actief met coöperatie, totaal andere namen hebben. Blue Leaf of zoiets, of een hele rare Engelse namen. Hoe hebben die nu gevonden? Door gewoon op het adres te zoeken van een trustkantoor. En eigenlijk, daar krijg je een enorme lijst met namen, hè, soms al 2000. Dus soms gewoon aanklikken en hopen dat je dan moet je de jaarrekening opvragen. En in de jaarrekening staat soms dat ze een onderdeel zijn van het Walmart-concern. Walmart bijvoorbeeld is...
Walmart using many names.
So Walmart is using many names. They have 6 locations in the Netherlands. However, they don't do any business there. So they have 6 entities in the Netherlands. The only reason for that is for tax reasons.
What are doing 6 companies?
They are routing money through it.
For what purpose?
Reduce that tax burden.
How are they going to evade or escape tax?
Because if they pay tax in the Netherlands, then you cannot tax twice.
Netherlands tax rate is low.
Yeah, for a specific component of income tax, it is low.
Hier.
Why they separate the 6 companies?
That's probably in order to keep kind of overview, because Walmart has many different divisions, and they probably create divisions and maybe a specific headquarters for their fresh foods in Europe. And
Why are they doing that?
Why they're doing that? To reduce their tax burden.
No, why they try to one company in Netherlands?
Why they are doing that?
Why 6 company in Netherlands?
Because what I can imagine is that they have different divisions, and they set up a company for different divisions and let the money go through it. Theoretically, they can bring it into one. But setting up a tax haven is very simple. But in order to keep your financial flows transparent, it's probably easier and more transparent to set up 6 different companies.
One company more easier to handle.
Yeah, but if you that depends on how your company is organized. So Walmart is doing, it's huge. They have fresh foods. They have subsidiaries, and they do all. And they are not necessarily part of the same entity. So
different company.
Right. So Walmart is probably a holding company with different companies.
Okay, I got it.
De Russia Holding, alles wat in Rusland gebeurt, hangt hier onder dus deze Nederlandse BV. Uiteindelijk gaat dat weer terug hier naar een moeder, een LCC.
So here you see that it's not based on a single entity, but everything that happens in Russia. So they create one thing that all the money that goes out of Russia is being driven directly into this paper company.
De US.
Maar ze vertellen dus heel keurig dat ze onderdeel zijn van de Walmart.
Kijk, je ziet ook pure brievenbusfirma. Er werkt helemaal niemand. Het is gevestigd bij een trustkantoor. En hier zie je ook, ze hebben 4 managing directors die ook helemaal geen beloning ontvingen.
Dan kun je dit even teruggaan naar het begin. Dat staat er ook vaak bij. Ja, Naritaweg is een trustkantoor.
Dus dat is een red flag eigenlijk voor jullie meteen als je dat adres...
Wij kennen die adressen,
die adressen, er zijn een aantal adressen, die kennen wij. Ja. En hier zie je eigenlijk, qua omvang...
Dat is helemaal niets, 3000 euro.
Er zit 3000 euro in.
Maar dat zegt dus niets.
Nee.
Er kunnen miljarden doorheen zijn gestroomd.
En hoe lang is dat in Nederland?
Dat kan
1 seconde in Nederland, of een fractie van een seconde in Nederland zijn.
Het stroomt door die BV heen.
Maar wat zegt dat je dan?
Nou, dat het toch wel groot is voor Nederland. Ongeveer 11.000 miljard euro wat elk jaar door Nederland stroomt. En dat kan van alles zijn. Investeringen, leningen en ja, wat er van terugkomt, royalties, rente.
Waar zou je dat mee kunnen vergelijken?
Nou,
het is 3 tot 4 keer het bruto nationaal product van Nederland.
Ja.
Zeg ik dit trouwens nog goed? 3 tot 4, hè? Wat hebben we nog?
Nee, het is toch... nee, het is 20 keer.
20 keer?
20 keer het bruto binnenlands product.